Good night. Welcome to Miscellin PR. This TV show, Miscellin PR, stands for personal relations and also property real estate. You understand? Because I'm trying to hit both angles. So I'm basically telling you all the life story, you understand, of what happened to me and some stuff, that made me decide to, you understand, pursue wealth and passive income and stuff like that. The ways that I'm going to go about it, the steps that I'm taking. I'm gonna show y'all every step that I'm taking when I'm starting that journey. You understand? Within 2 months, I'm gonna be starting that journey. You understand? Doing all of the paperwork and stuff like that need to be done and filled in order for your business to successfully take off. It's not about you actually doing the business. It's just about you actually doing the paperwork of the business before you start actually distributing your products and stuff like that and providing your services. You need to make sure the paperwork and stuff like that is done, and that could give you a jump start on the income, you understand, and what's not. So everything that I'm doing is ways that I'm gonna show you, you understand, and inspire you to create, your own journey too. You may hit me up in the comments and let me know that you did one of my plays, you understand. So stay tuned, you understand. I'm gonna always have uploads and updates on what's going on. For right now, I'm introducing myself to you guys to let you guys know what I'm about, things that happened to make me start to pursuing. So I'll be talking about many things. I don't just focus on one thing. My life story, personal relationships is about anything, you understand. Happiness, sadness, partying, all type of stuff, so you will be seeing different varieties of content from me. It's a lifestyle type of thing, and also me pursuing career, you understand, what's not business and goal, you understand. I'm in school and I do AC. I'm also doing my real estate license, I'm also doing YouTube. I do 2 jobs, you understand, so I'm constantly busy around the clock. Gym, workout, I'm very active. So, I'm gonna let y'all know, it's not sometimes when I'm gonna be on the blog, you understand, I might be working or talking to y'all, you understand, letting y'all know what happened, you understand, probably in the past, or, I understand all what's going on today, it's not like stuff that made me realize about, how to have control in my life, control the scenario, you understand. You don't let the scenario get control of you, you understand, because when it do, you don't know what you're gonna lose. But when you know you're in charge, you know what's the risk, you understand, you know what's the gain, you understand. That's the point of my life I'm at. So that's the point of where I want y'all out to realize that you have the potential to achieve all things. But the story that I told you earlier was literally about, like, I've missing a couple loops inside of it. It was in the full detail, but in the middle of that, when my dad died, you understand, I did lose my apartment and everything, and at that time I was dealing with a Jamaican girl and stuff like that. It's not on. I picked her up off of the streets and stuff, you understand. Beautiful individual, but the soul is not what it seems when the body reflects, what's not what is a desire in the mind, you understand, contains a demon. So, we got into it, you understand. I asked her to leave my crib, it's not, she went to one of her people's crib, and I noticed my key was missing the same day that I asked her to leave. I asked her if she had it, she said no. I went to work, and as everything normal, Sunday reached, I'm like, bro, today is Mother's Day, so I'm about to make me some lamb chop, make sure my fridge was full. Like, I got lamb chop, I got shrimp, you understand, I got boneless chicken, you understand, I got ground beef, you understand, I got pasta, I got everything in that motherfucking game. But when I got home, you understand, from when I got off work in the morning time, I went and I opened up my fridge. As soon as I opened up my fridge, I'm like, damn, let me go take the lamb chop off. I'm not thinking, you understand, I'm thinking my stuff there. I didn't notice that everything was missing. But when I opened up the fridge, I see it's empty. No meat. I'm like, where the hell my meat at? I opened up the bottom fridge. I said, hold on, what's in the bottom? Empty. I said, what? I just got robbed. What happened to my food? So I started thinking, I said, damn, what's not so? I'm like, damn, I know she got me caught. Damn, she got one on me. You understand? So I when I close the fridge and I look next to the fridge at the rack that I got my seasoning, my rice, you know, my pancake, you know, my syrups, like, you understand? All of my food essentials gone. Don't laugh, nigga. Don't laugh, nigga. Don't call me no gook, nigga. If I was at work, like, how the hell you can blame me, my nigga? So now or whatever, so I said, damn, all right, boom. So the only thing that was left in the fridge was a ground beef that I already put season on it. So she didn't take it because I put season. Everything else that I didn't get the season, she took that shit. So now I said, damn, all right, let me take out the pot so that way I could go there. I have my pot in my oven, so I said, let me go open up the oven to go grab my pot so I can make some ground beef or some shit. You understand? Just to eat some shit. I'm hungry, motherfucker. I went there, opened up my oven, gone. No fucking pot, my gang. No pots at all, cuz. I said, damn, you in the pot, cuz? I'm like, damn, shawty took the pot, my nigga. Like, what? Niggas didn't have no pot to cook in, cuz? Like, what? These niggas ain't feeding you, none of that. I'm like, damn, shawty probably hurt. You understand? So, I almost was about to spaz, because, you know, I'm generally a crasher, you understand? So, I was about to spaz. So, I said, hold on, let me look, see if my game and my PS5. That's the only thing that really mattered to me. So, I walked in there, I see my PS5, my TV straight, and nothing missing out of the bedroom, but the kitchen empty than a motherfucker. So, you understand? I started hitting her up, you understand? But when I hit her up, I'm not like cussing her out or some shit. I'm trying to talk to her sweet or some shit. I'm like, yo, man, like, come back. Like, you understand, nigga? Like, you understand? I be tripping or some shit. You understand? Or whatever, so on. So, but just come back, bring the food or whatever, so on. So, you took my pots, my seasoning, you took everything in the motherfucking kitchen, cuz. Like, god damn, cuz, what I did to you, cuz, you do this shit for real. You understand? Shawty getting a reply, and she said, oh, happy Mother's Day, fuck, nigga. This, that, yeah, it's not, oh, it's not so and so. And then I'm like, damn, you took my food to go cook for another nigga, bro, with my food, my pot, my seasoning, bro, cuz. I was heartbroken, cuz, that day, cuz. I was like, bro, no shawty ever did that shit to me, cuz. That shit was new, but I got burnt. You understand? Nigga went hungry for a whole week, my nigga. I had to wait till payday came true. You understand? I was on one job, my nigga. So, flipping, she ended up coming back or some shit. You understand? I'm like, damn. You know, like, when we end up talking, like, probably a week later, you understand? She ended up coming back. She said she want to come back. So, I'm like, y'all, like, you understand? I'm still trying to talk to her sweet. You understand? I'm like, hell, man, like, put back up. You understand? Just bring the food. You understand? Bring the pots, bring the season, all that shit back. She said, oh, damn, the food gone, cuz. I'm like, still, bring the pots, bring the pan, because it's like, bro, I didn't have no money to buy no pots and pan, my nigga. So, she came back, and what's not, she brought the seasoning and stuff, probably the rest of the meals or whatever, so and so, but everything else was eaten. I'm like, damn, all right, boom. Now, shawty talking about she want us to move cribs, my nigga. And then, in the middle of us moving cribs, bro, this is why I say you should never plan your life with somebody, you understand? Always make sure that you could cover it yourself. So me, I'm genuinely invested in this girl, you understand? Good and wrong, you understand? So, boom, you understand? Like a week later or 2 weeks later, you know, 2 weeks later, it was 2 weeks later, cuz my brain tripping. You understand? So 2 weeks later, what's not, she ended up getting fired on my job just when I made a down payment to the crib, you understand? It was a little upset, you understand? Because the other one was shitty, you know, but this was like, I could do it, you know, some shit. So, I made a down payment on the crib. Shawty was supposed to come, so on the day that I get paid and the day she get paid, that was me $1,200. You understand? I give her $400 down. So, you know, it's not, I'm like, yeah, like, you still finna give me this bread so we can move into the crib. Like, even if she lost her job, you understand? I still would have, you understand, try to hold shit down for us, you understand? In the middle of us, in the bed, cuz she like, oh no, she can't do that shit cause she gonna need that money to eat. You understand? I'm like, shit, so what about me? You understand? Like, shit, you just trying to I mean, homeless and shit. She like, nah, like, call your people, you know what I'm saying? Hold on to the crib. I said, bro, I don't want this fucking crib, cuz. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up causing my own demise because didn't appreciate where I was at, you understand? But because I didn't appreciate where I was at, that woke me up to get more, you understand? So the next morning, you know, I packed up everything and whatnot, and she left, you understand? When she left, I went, you understand? I went to work. When I come back, I took everything out and whatnot. I slept by the Salvation Army, my nigga. When I slept at the Salvation Army, you understand? That night, I smoked the blunt, you understand? Lay up, watch, you understand? Watch some YouTube. I wasn't thinking I would become a YouTuber. I just watched some YouTube, you understand? Some shit, smoke a blunt and chill, you understand? I fell asleep right there on the bench by the Salvation Army, you understand? In the morning time, you understand? It was a Saturday. Went there to the shelter, you understand? To the task force, tried to get in. They said they wasn't doing stuff on the weekend. I said, all right, cool. From that moment on, I had some money, you understand? I remember I still had like about 400, you understand? So I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna sleep outside because I got work tomorrow, you understand? I did that shit on my day off. You understand? So I went there, book a, you understand, a crib, went inside of the crib, and then like on my other day off, I just went to the shelter, to the task force, and then I got in. But when I got in, my nigga, it was just like jail, worse than jail, my nigga. So I got in there, it was strict. You gotta have a curfew, you understand? You gotta sign. Cause I was able to start 2 jobs at a time. So, you know, they telling me I got every night that I come in, I gotta sign a new paper to let them know when I'm leaving in the morning time. Cause I was going to work early, coming back late, like, you understand? So I'm like, damn, I gotta do this shit every day. What if Sundays I'm tired? What if Sundays I just wanna go in and sleep, like, you understand? Then I brought my pillows and shit, you understand? They took my pillows. They said, nah, you can't have no pillows. Use these pillows. I look at that motherfucking pillow. I said, this pillow? He said, yeah. Pillow made out of motherfucking plastic, nigga. No cotton in that shit, cuz. That shit hard. That shit's dirty. Try to lay on it. That shit broke my back, my neck, all that, feeling cramps in the mind. I'm like, bro, nah, I can't do this. They took my suitcase, all out, my basket I had. I'm like, damn, I can't even take my shit that's already, you know what I'm saying, packed. Put all my stuff in black bags, bro, you understand? So, you understand, the bathroom was shared bathroom, you understand? Really one shower, you understand? So it's like, bro, anybody could have really, you understand, come in, you understand, some shit, but thankfully the guy wasn't like that, you understand? So on my 5th day there, you understand, I was like, bro, I could survive without this place, you understand? So I said, bro, I'd rather just tuck it inside a motel, you understand, some shit. So boom, I got out after 5 days. I just left out, went inside a motel for 2 months, you understand, paid 2 bands, you understand, every month was not for the motel, you understand, how to bond the splurge, you understand, some shit. You understand, I still felt like I was underwater, you understand, it was just like my career, like the funds wasn't there. So I'm like, bro, I'm making more than enough. You understand? Why am I still under? You understand? But I had a vision. I was like, I gotta do this in order to get into my career. I could have been in my career a long time ago, but after 2 months I went in, you understand? I found the perfect apartment that I admired, that I feel at home, that I know that I could cultivate in, you understand? And yeah, it's decent enough how it is, but when I'm finished with it, it's gonna look like paradise, my nigga, you understand? Meanwhile, I got real estate, you understand, 10 properties, you understand, 500 credit, 1 million credit, like, you understand, like, bro, this is where I'll be at, you understand? Money don't change me, you understand? But I will create longevity and long and passive wealth, you understand? And I will show it to those that's willing to listen, you understand, and try just as hard as me, you understand, to get this bag. So there's a lot of stuff that I went through, you understand, a lot of stuff that I went through. I'll make some story time videos, you understand, whenever you know, I'm uploading and stuff for that, you understand, I'll let y'all know. But right now, business wise, you know, I'm trying to get the paperwork down pat, you understand, before I start launching any plays, you understand. And you know, that'll be in a month or 2 from now, you understand. But I'll show you all the process that I did, the app that I use and what's not, guiding y'all, those who don't have the right paperwork to do it. Those who have the paperwork to do it, it'll be easier for you. Those who don't have the paperwork to do it, you still have a fighting chance, you understand? So I'm gonna show you that I'm your fighting chance, you know. I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna guide you, you understand? So that way you can still be able to make something. Because you gotta remember, the ones who you see as millionaires and stuff like that now, they was a foreigner. So what that show you, man? I'm a foreigner. What that show you, man? There's money to be made. There's something that is in the air that some people just catch. You understand? Some shit. Some people born with it. Some people don't. You understand? But some people you gotta show it to. You understand? So hey, Johnny Dang with the chains and all that, he was a foreigner, nigga. Chinese. And that nigga came over, he was a foreigner, nigga. You understand? The biggest game in real estate right now, he is a foreigner, nigga. He's another Chinese. Or some type of Chinese, you understand? Can't really remember his name, but I want him to be my mentor. You understand? So I'm gonna show y'all how I'm gonna reach to get to him. And when I get to him, you understand? Through that process of me owning 2-3 real estates, you understand? After that, you understand, I will have a mentor, you understand? And I will be introducing you to the mentor. And he is going to guide us and give us. This life is all about information. So you understand? You may have the fundamental to lay the block, you understand? But you might not have the skill set to make sure that it never fall. You understand? So that's why I say education is key. You understand? You can start it yourself. You understand? But you know, when you have the wealth, you understand, find someone that's gonna show you, or someone that's already doing it. You understand? It's good to follow someone that's starting up. You understand? But it's even better when you have the startup and now you find your mentor to help you maintain, manage, control, you understand, and also show you how to invest, you understand, show you the advantages and the disadvantages of the certain type of properties that you're aiming for, you understand, the advantages and disadvantages of the type of business that you're creating, you understand. Every business have a risk and a reward. That's all I'm trying to show you, is the risk and reward. And at the end of the day, we can have fun doing it. But yeah, stay tuned, kid, because pretty soon I'm gonna start doing lives and stuff like that, you know, when I go and what's not, entertain myself, you know. You're gonna see a group, you understand, and what's not, and you know, we are gonna be bringing better content, positive content, and always trying to uplift folks, you know. So subscribe, comment, leave a like, man.